What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Los. Real quick, man. I know this is a different video than you're used to hearing me or seeing from me. Usually, I'm joking around or doing album reviews or whatnot. But if you follow me on social media, you know, and you see I'm really intrigued with this whole Tekashi 6ix9ine thing. The whole thing is I don't know. Every time I see something on it, man, I'm intrigued by it. And I feel like I gotta watch it or read up on it or whatnot or whatever. Just I don't know. It's something about it that just makes me like have my mouth drop. My wife and I be watching stuff, and it's crazy. And so, basically, I don't know, man. It's not funny, although the memes are hilarious. I've made a few and I've shared a few. Memes are hilarious. That's just is what it is. But the situation as a whole is not funny. You know what I'm saying? It's a young man who actually at the beginning was working 2 jobs and supporting himself and doing his thing, and then a guy approached him about rapping. He ended up touring the world, not the States but the world, through hip hop, and I think a rock hip hop type joint, doing well. And then it's kind of foggy for as far as I'm concerned, but I don't know how he went from the transition of that to where he's at today. Something about he ended up buying some red rags, something like that, and asking the non-trade guys to come through, and he basically just made an image up with the whole 6ix9ine and whatnot, but that's not really him. But yeah, I'm intrigued by it. But anyway, so I was online and I happened to see a video by a guy named Reggie White and also Mob James, another gentleman who I'm not really sure about, but I think it's called the Gangsta Chronicles. Basically, Reggie White, if you don't know who he is, he used to be a cop. Actually, him and his dad were cops at LAPD, and then from Compton PD, sorry. And then from that, he went to being working with Suge Knight and Death Row, and basically ended up running Death Row when Suge went to jail the first million times or whatnot like that. And so he's been around, so he knows Snoop and Snoop and Pac and all of them dudes. He was there when Pac was killed, the whole nine. So he's been around. He's well known. So basically, they have this podcast and they're basically talking about the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine situation, what's going on with him and whatnot, and just giving their insight on things and whatnot. And in the midst of it, like I don't know the other guy's name, I'm sorry, but in the midst of that conversation, a conversation about T.I. popped up, and basically you'll see the video. I'm gonna post. It's gonna come on right after I finish talking, because I gotta roll anyways. But basically, I guess my point of this, my part of the video is I'm wondering, I'm asking, what is a snitch, right? What is a snitch, man? Did T.I. snitch? I remember Big Meech from BMF. He basically said he saw the paperwork, and he pretty much gave T.I. the clear from everybody saying that T.I. didn't snitch. Basically, if you don't know, was it 2007-ish, something like that? T.I. got caught with he was heading to the BET Awards, I believe it was, or MTV Awards 1 or 2, and he got caught with a SUV full of guns. You know what I'm saying? His bodyguard snitched to the FBI or the feds or whoever, and pretty much same people. They pretty much set up a sting operation, and he got arrested and went to jail. He was supposed to do some serious years, and then he only ended up doing a year or something like that. Then he got out. Then he got trouble again, did another year. But my point is, he didn't do the amount of time that one would suspect that you would do with that many guns, right? So rumor was either that he snitched, he told us people, blah blah, and so. But Big Meech jumped in and said, basically, I seen the paperwork, and the paperwork shows that T.I. did not snitch. He's a stand-up guy. He uphold the G code. I'm not a gangster. Uphold the G code, and so everything's supposed to be straight with him. But in the video you're about to see, there's allegations pretty much that T.I. did snitch. That he basically, they were gonna take $3 million from him plus his life, and so he just said, bump it. It's what you want to know type ordeal. And so he worked with the prosecutors and got one dude. Got 63 years in prison for his crime and so on and so forth. So I guess my question is, and I believe the incident which T.I. even spoke about was because his best friend Phil was killed at a video shoot somewhere. He was killed, and so basically the guys that killed Phil were the guys that T.I. supposedly snitched on. So I guess my question would be, is that considered snitching? You know what I'm saying? If my brother KJ is out and about and I'm with him, whatever, and some dudes run up on us and they shoot him, You know what I'm saying? And then I go to the cops and say, yo, Billy Bob did it. Did I snitch? Is that considered snitching? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would be different as far as like, this is just me, not G dude, nothing like that. But like Tekashi 6ix9ine to me is different. That's straight up snitching because he's saying what he's saying to get out of jail time to not go to prison for the rest of his life. So he's like, well, yo, I'm gonna pull these boys down here so I can get free. From my understanding, at the beginning, this is just my understanding, T.I. was in the clear. He was good. And so he ended up snitching on the guy, or he ended up telling on the guy who killed his best friend, I guess for the sake of the family of his best friend. I don't know. I don't know. But basically, watch the video, man. Look at it, tell me what you think. Leave your comments, please. Like, share, subscribe, the whole YouTube joint. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm not a G guy, man. I'm not a gangster dude, man. I got family members who get busy like that, and so, that's them. You know what I'm saying? To each their own, but never been my thing. But I am very much intrigued by this here, and so I'm curious, man. For real. Y'all watch the video. Let me know what's up. All right, y'all. Grace. Oh, sorry. To those of my regular followers and viewers, there is language in this bad boy. There's language. There's a video that came out. I'm not going to go into detail. You'll hear it in the video. But a video came out years ago that was extremely gross. Just remember two girls. Sorry. Just remember two girls. That's all you need to remember. And as you see the video, or in the video, they'll talk about it real briefly. And so, anyways, give you a heads up. There's language in this video, and there's conversation. So you may be offended. If so, then I apologize. But give you a heads up now. So if you don't want to be offended, don't watch the video. Simple. But yeah, tell me what you think. All right, y'all. Grace.
Ended up rolling.
So where they put Tekashi? Is he one of the top guys, or he just one of the bottom cats?
Right. Who they really want? I never saw the indictment, so that's a good question. He just probably somewhere in the middle. I don't know.
I think that they wanted Shoddy.
Yeah. It's mostly other guys, because there's a whole bunch of other guys that haven't played out yet, right?
Yeah, and then the two guys that are on trial, they took it to trial, so they're going to get all day. That's what this case is, the one that Tekashi is testifying on.
Two about 20 or 25 guys. There's only two guys.
I'd take the deal.
Yeah, you supposed to.
If you're offered the deal, though.
If you funky in the game, man, you dirty in the game, man, you know this part of it, bro. You better know when to jump on the deal.
Exactly. But this the cool thing about the whole thing. You don't even get everybody asking the question.
Which is not true.
Can 6ix9ine come home and just be a regular cat now?
Hey, Alpo, I heard Alpo's walking around Harlem.
Man, I'm telling these little youngsters, man.
Get down.
Alpo's doing it.
The only thing I can say, the closest relatable case I can find is Clifford Harris, T.I. He sat on the stand on behalf of the prosecution for about 45 minutes in a murder case where the suspect received 63 years after T.I. started the incident at a venue shortly from the location. And we see how prominent he still is in the hip-hop situation.
Puffy was shine.
Wow. See, I don't know. I don't know the details, but I do.
You're talking about the shooting with J-Lo? Back in 99,
They were together.
Wow. But see, Puffy from a different thing than T.I. I cannot go on the internet and find Puffy.
Now, why
Puffy
you say
saying,
T.I.? Didn't T.I. testify against the guys that killed his homie?
Yes, but at the same time, T.I.'s on the internet saying, I stick by the G code. I've never heard Puffy pledge to live by the G code.
Correct.
So, at least to his defense, I know that there are civilian citizens, business owners that will report and testify, and if he falls in that classification, it's none of my business at this point.
He's actually chiming in on Tekashi, talking about, I can't believe that guy snitched.
Oh.
And T.I. I thought about you.
Yes.
I thought about you
That's
when
why
I saw that video.
Mr. Harris, that is
okay. But if T.I. got paperwork on that,
we need. You know what? We need I saw T.I. sit on the stand with my own eyes for over 45 minutes. Telling the incidents. I know everything that happened. I never read anything. I know because Clifford Harris told the open court on behalf of the prosecution in this guy's murder trial. I watched him walk past the suspect when he first walked in court and cut his eyes, looked like he didn't want to really look at the nigga. Then he sat on the stand, raised his hand, gave his oath, talked about a few of his businesses, talked about the night he was at this venue. There was an altercation in the club with some locals. When he left the venue, an altercation he started by not trying to allow some boss niggas in the VIP. And these was niggas that could buy the club. And when they realized you was trying to be funky, T.I., somebody his entourage was responsible for throwing money on the niggas like trying to floss. Down the road, it got funky. Yeah. All I say is this: I don't have a personal campaign against anyone. I just like to speak the facts, and I am aware of the situation. In order to vindicate your name, bro, just upload that HD footage. Why you got me out here sounding like a fool when you know if you're not ashamed of what you did, just upload your testimony and then you can be vindicated.
So how did you see this video?
It was readily available on the internet for like 10 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, because this was in 2007 case.
That it happened, yes. Yeah. And at the time I was in the Blue Room in North Hollywood. Everybody that came to the studio, I'd be like, look. And we all seen it. I've seen it multiple times. I know that.
Everybody forget we used to have Court TV back in the day.
I used to love Court TV. Yeah.
Chuck was on Court TV. His whole trial was on Court TV.
So did this footage of T.I. kind of get scrubbed off the internet?
You cannot find any more than like a 1 minute segment. But it was not a cell phone camera. It was not any personal camera. This was television news broadcast. So I know you might have a way of scraping archives, getting in contact with networks. It was in the local Ohio station where the local place happened, and it was the news camera. It was crispy clear.
All you really got to do is just get the transcript from the case and that's what
he keeps challenging everybody to do, because look, and no one has done it, and you know he's intelligent, and he knows no one's gonna go find him no paperwork. But we're in a paperless society. Every bill that I owe, they're offering me to go paperless. I hate papers. So guess what? He was ahead of his time with his telling, because we have HD footage. But for him to go around the country and to keep addressing these snitch rumors and trying to justify himself without uploading that testimony, you're a fraud. If you want to vindicate yourself and to vindicate your participation in that murder trial, just put up the footage and then we'll all know what you did. As long as you hide that footage, we know you have something to hide, Mr. Harris.
Well, I know that I watched your show on it, and it seemed pretty convincing. That T.I. spoke, and there's a lot of people that believe it. And guess what? T.I. just came out with a new podcast called Expeditiously.
And what was the first subject?
And in society and culture category, it was ranked #1.
What was the first subject he addressed when he opened that thing? Snitching. And he did not mention his recorded testimony. Killer Mike, I don't know what.
That's his boy.
And you sitting right next to this dude. So am I lying about him sitting on the stand on behalf of the prosecution in a murder trial where the suspect received 63 years? Or am I keeping it a Google? Are those facts or is that fiction?
Well, I think you bring up a great point, because I think Tekashi's going to end up in the same situation as T.I. He's going to have business relationships. People going to say, hey, I got an opportunity to make money with this guy because he is worth something.
Yes.
And when he comes home, Reg says maybe 10. I say maybe 3.
Say 7.
Maybe 7. Life is going to continue.
And T.I., you owe him. You owe him a situation. You owe him acceptance. You owe him an embrace.
Well,
he is of your kind.
What about Doggy Dog? He's been on him more than T.I.?
See, I didn't actually see Doggy Dog participate and sit on the stand.
Correct.
I saw T.I. sit on the stand, testify, tell everything. I saw it more than once because I was so intrigued by it. Everybody that came to my studio, I would show them. So I showed so many people it once where I saw it tons of times. It was the same period of time when 2 Girls, 1 Cup was popping.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I could never watch that, though.
It was hard to find.
Well, every time I saw somebody watching and saw their reaction, I said, I'm good.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
I don't even need to watch 2 Girls in a Cup.
You missed then. You missed it, yeah.
I don't know what I missed, but I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't even want to watch that.
You watch some dimes being some negative zeros.
Well, maybe we could have one of the Gangster Chronicles fans go out there and get the transcript, because I'm curious. Get the transcript for Clifford Harris's case. I know he was arrested in 2007. I don't know when the trial started, but
about 2 years later.
Okay, maybe
after he got found with them guns, he finally decided to cooperate because he was holding out, and they were like not going to trial because they felt like without his testimony they didn't have enough to hang these dudes. So they kept trying to behoove him to participate, and I know you was keeping it to the G code. You wasn't messing with him, and he got caught with them guns. You got caught in a pinch. You said they were gonna take $3 million from you, so you had to figure out something to do. I understand.
Well, maybe somebody can find that video or produce the transcripts, because I'm curious myself. And I'm not so much because I got anything against T.I., but I just heard him speaking against Tekashi, like Tekashi was the worst thing ever. And I'm like, wait.
Well, yes.
I agree, but dude, you did the same thing.
Yes, exact same
So
thing.
how can you speak on that, you know?
Exact same thing.
But, you know, I think sometimes when you speak enough on something, you can kind of get people to forget that it ever even happened. And I think maybe
right.
that's what T.I.'s trying to do, because this case is over 10 years,
Right.
10 years old. And
Well, most people don't know about it.
yeah, most people don't even know
I feel
about
cursed to be seemingly the only person with somewhat of a public voice that is convinced or remembers it. It feels like a curse.
No, you just the only one that don't mind speaking.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all that is.
Thank you.
Shit, other
I'm
than
sure,
that-
I bet Killer Mike knows all of this.
You have to, Killer Mike. Come on, Cripicola.
But that's his business partner. you
I
know?
mean, but are you about the business of business, or are you about the business of betterment and integrity of the people and the culture, as if you like you portray, bro? Because if we're going to let T.I. sit on the panel of our spokespersons, we know damn well when they present him with some pressure, he'll fold. He said he stick by the G code. That means I ain't got nothing to say. When he said that they was threatening his money and his freedom, he broke. He told.